Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, you gotta love these three American heroes. You just gotta love the guts and the glory of these three Americans. And thank God for our servicemen and women in uniform all over the world. You never know when they're going to be called into action, and they will take action and save the lives of so many people. Imagine this. You're on a train, a bullet train, headed to Paris, when a man on the train has an AK-47, a pistol, a knife cutter, and is about ready to slaughter 300 rounds of ammunition. He was ready to slaughter a train full of people. But God had his hand in it. It was in the first class area. These three American men were not even, they had tickets for coach, but for some reason they got bumped up to first class. And it's a good thing they did, because I believe God had his hand in this whole thing. Listen to this story, folks. This happened in France. The three Americans hailed as heroes for tackling a man carrying an AK-47 on a Paris-bound train and stopped the gunman from killing those on board. These three men spoke publicly in an encounter for the first time yesterday at the United States Embassy in Paris. U.S. Airman Spencer Stone, age 23, National Guardsman Alec Stakarlis, age 22, from Roseburg, Oregon, and their friend Anthony Sadler, age 23. They recounted how they overpowered the gunman, a suspected Islamic militant terrorist, as the train sped through Belgium on its way to Paris, France. He seemed like he was ready to fight to the end, said Stone. So were we. I love that. I love that. So were we. Without any weapons. A man's got an AK-47. And he's got a pistol and a box cutter. And you're just going to charge him and he's got this gun. Are you serious? Are you serious? And so Stone said he awakened from a deep sleep before springing into action and subduing the attacker. One of his friends just hit me on the shoulder and said, "Let's go," before moving in to tackle the gunman. He said he turned around and saw a man holding an assault rifle, and it looked like it had jammed and it wasn't working. In his first remarks since Friday's attack, on this Amsterdam train back to Paris, Stone said he and his friends wrestled the gunman to the ground and choked him unconscious. Are you serious? Are you serious? He put him in the chokehold? Yes, he did. Are you right? Yes. And Stone said he was still trying to comprehend what happened. It feels very unreal, he said. It feels like a dream. The three Americans had been friends since childhood. Stone said he trusted his friends completely to help him take down the gunman. If it wasn't for them, I would be dead, he said. Stone, who was wearing a sling on his left arm, was wounded in the attack and said he will receive further medical treatment when he gets to Germany. Stone, who said he was stabbed in the neck and sliced on his hand, said the attacker kept pulling out weapons from his bag. The airman said his thumb was reattached during his hospital stay, and he thanked the French doctors, the police officers, and others. This man attacks this guy, gets stabbed in the neck, gets his thumb almost cut off, and still takes this guy down. Are you serious? Well, Stone, the airman, had his thumb reattached. Now, Stakaris said that they acted instinctively when they saw the man enter the train car with the gun. We kind of acted. There wasn't much thinking. The U.S. Ambassador Jane Hartley praised these three Americans, calling them heroes. We often use this word hero, and in this case, I know that word has never been more appropriate, said the U.S. Ambassador. They are truly heroes. And when most of us would run away, Spencer, Alec, and Anthony ran into the line of fire. Let's go. Those words changed the fate of many. The press conference came a day after the French officials closed the investigation, who spoke on condition of anonymity because the investigation was ongoing, identified the attacker to the Associated Press, as Aib el-Khazari, age 26, a radical Islamic Muslim militant with murder on his mind, misguided messenger of Mecca, the Muhammad messenger. Not good, guys. Not good. Not good at all. Officials didn't disclose possible motive for this. Well, we already know the motive. I don't need you to tell me what the motive is. They've already told us what the motive is. Lone wolf attacks is the strategy. How many times do we... And you know what? It's a good thing it happened in Paris and in Belgium. You want to know why? Because if this would have happened in America, President Obama would have said this was a workplace domestic violence problem. This would have been a workplace dispute. Our media would still be fumbling and bumbling and stumbling and mumbling around trying to figure out whether or not this was terrorism or not. Nobody would say the word radical Islamic extremist. Well, let me say it for them since they can't seem to get that out of their mouth. This was a radical Islamic extremist with following out the lone wolf attack agenda upon innocent civilians in a train, knowing they can't get away. You talk about cowards. But that's all these Muslim militants. The ISIS and these guys. ISIS is a bunch of wimps, a bunch of cowards. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're nothing. They just go around butchering innocent people. Unarmed women, children, elderly people. But we need somebody, we need some leaders in this country to stand up and start calling these guys what they are. Radical Islamic murderers. And they don't need to stutter when they say it. And I don't need 15 lawyers to tell me whether or not you need to say it. Say it! And now do something about it. Well, God bless America. That's all I can say. My son's in the Navy. I had one son serve a year in the Army. Actually, 6 years in the Army. He did a tour of duty. He fought during the surge in Afghanistan. The other son also served in the Army. And I think, would my 3 sons taking this guy down? Absolutely. In a New York minute. So let's pray for our men and women in uniform. I also got a daughter-in-law in the U.S. U.S. Navy. Let's lift up all of our service men and women in uniform. They're ready, folks, to defend freedom. They're not scared. They're trained. We just need to give them direction. Pray for America. The French president gave all 3 of these young men a medal, the highest medal civilians could receive in France. And I think that was great of him. I really do. Once again, America comes to the rescue of France. Isn't it good? Some things, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. God bless. God bless America. Let's pray now. We need to turn this country around. And this is the kind of guys that we need to do it. God bless.